All right, Mr. Bixson, any cross-examination?
Yes, Judge. Ms. Colley, do you recall the events of January 27th, 2023?
I believe that's when Mr. Schulman said that I hit him. Or that was the day that I went to jail for the FTA.
Okay. Police officers were called out to the residence on that day, correct?
I'm sorry, sir, I did not hear you.
Yes, I said police officers were called out to the house that day. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Would you like to admit up front that you were not honest with the police officers on January 27th of 2023?
No, because I was honest with them.
Okay. Now, you told the police that Mr. Schulman called 911 without a valid reason. Is that correct?
It was not a valid reason. So if that's what was told to them, then yes.
You deny that you tried to commit suicide?
Yes.
You deny that you poured out bottles of pills and tried to take those pills?
I didn't deny that. I said I poured them out. I said I did not ingest.
Okay. And if we could pull up what is marked as P16, that's post-suicide attempt pill pictures, please.
And that would be under Mr. Schulman's case?
Yes, Judge, it would.
Okay, okay. Just please clarify which case you filed your exhibits under.
Gotcha. And Judge, all of our exhibits are all under Mr.
Okay.
Schulman's case, so.
I assume they were, but.
Okay. Ms. Colley, do you recognize that picture?
That could be any mess. I mean,
Is your testimony today that that is not you in that picture?
no, that is me.
Okay. Are those your pill bottles on the floor?
They are probably some. Shay and I had the same, what's it called? Pull out drawer.
Okay. How did those pill bottles get on the floor?
They were thrown onto the floor.
Earlier, you testified that you would dump some on the floor. Is that correct?
Throw and dump, interchangeable.
Why were they dumped on the floor?
I was just having a tantrum. But no, but that does not mean I tried to kill myself, and that does not mean anything was ingested.
Okay. You told the police that you were unsure why Mr. Schulman would make accusations about you.
Accusations is a broad term.
I'm asking you your words. I'm asking, did you tell the police that you were unsure why Mr. Schulman would make these accusations against you?
Yes, I did.
Okay. You told the police that you were about to take a nap when Mr. Schulman held you down and would not allow you to move.
That is correct. Mr. Schulman did hold me down and not allow me to move that day until the police got there. And then when the FTA thing happened, he ran out.
Let me interrupt you for a second.
Please.
But you told the police that you were about to take a nap, correct?
If that's what's on record, then I mean, this is pushing 2 months ago.
Okay, but you left out the part about you pouring out all of the prescribed medication pill bottles on the floor, correct?
They can go upstairs and see it, which they.
I'm not asking what they could have done. I'm asking what you told them. And what I'm asking is, you told the police that you denied that you poured out those bottles of pills and tried to take them, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You told police on January 27th of 20, and we can take, actually, Judge, I would ask that that picture be admitted in evidence. I don't know if, for purposes of today, whether we're going to introduce it as petitioner's exhibit or whatever the court prefer.
It'll be entered as marked, each of you as petitioner under your own particular case number.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Assuming, Ms. Masai, you didn't file anything in both cases, did you?
Actually, I did, Your Honor.
Okay. But did you mark them as respondent in his case and then petitioner in your case? Or you said you put both case numbers on there? Okay.
Your Honor.
All right. They'll all get to the right place.
Okay, Judge.
All right.
Are those tendered into evidence? I didn't hear any objection on that.
Any objection, Ms. Messiah? Okay, admitted without objection.
Thank you. Ms. Colley, you told the police on January 27th of 2023 that you felt unsafe around Mr. Schulman. Is that correct?
Most likely at that point during our relationship, yes.
Okay, and you told the police that Mr. Schulman was physically violent with you on January 27th, correct?
He had held me down to the bed, yes, and did not let me go. I would consider that violence when I was asking him to please get off of me.
And you said that he had pinned you down for 5 minutes and would not let you move.
Correct.
Okay. You told the police that after Mr. Schulman called the police, he told you that you were screwed. Is that correct?
Objection, Your Honor. It's going to facts, not assumed in evidence. I mean, we haven't, he's going through, I presume a police report and saying, and it wasn't introduced as evidence. He's not asking her specific, like, where is this coming from? Where are these alleged facts coming from? I mean, there's not.
I'm asking her questions and she can say yes or no. If she says no, I can introduce that exhibit and then use it, but she's saying yes, there's no need to.
I'll overrule the objection. I mean, he's asking her what she told the police. Obviously, he has a document that says what she told the police, or that what they wrote down that she told them. So he's allowed a thorough and sifting cross-examination, and I'll overrule the objection.
So Ms. Colley, basically you told the cops that Mr. Schulman made the whole thing up to set you up. Is that correct?
No, I did not say that.
Okay. Would you agree with that statement that Mr. Schulman tried to just set you up with the whole thing?
I think that Mr. Schulman's, I don't know. I can't speak of Mr. Schulman's intents because I'm not Mr. Schulman. I don't know of his intention. I do know that he landed me in jail and ran out screaming and crying to the police, to the cops.
And Judge, I apologize. I'm just going through the exhibits here. I'm just trying to make sure we get the right one here.
And if anything was said like that, it was because I probably knew that I had a traffic ticket and was going to get in trouble for that. So he succeeded there.
Okay. Judge, at this time, I'd like to introduce exhibit that's labeled as P20, and this is from the petitioner's side.
Okay.
It's 12723 audio.
I assume you mean 1:27 or something.
No, well, it's January 27th.
Oh, the date. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Judge.
What is it? No, it's not. What do you want?
Can I see if you're being recorded?
Judge, is there any way that we could turn up the volume on this?
I was turning it up on mine, but Ms. Broom, is there any way to increase it? It's at 100%.
Well,
At this point, Mr. Schulman had begun to record me almost.
Okay, ma'am, hold on, ma'am. He didn't ask you a question yet.
well, Judge, yeah, Judge, if it's okay with the court, I can play that on my computer and like turn it up, and if everyone can hear it better that way, or we can try to put our ears to the computer, whatever the court prefers.
Well, let me see. Ms. Broom, it was at 100%, and then it went back down.
Yeah, it's at 100%.
Okay, try it one more time and let's see where we are.
Okay.
What is it? No, it's not. What do you want?
Can I see if you're being recorded? Do you have the
Lauren?
decency to leave the phone in your room like an adult?
What do you want?
I have to show you something.
Then show me.
Put your phone away.
My phone is away.
It's on audio record. I wasn't born yesterday, Shay. You're crossing lines.
What do you want to show me?
Put your phone away, please. It's
My
really
phone
bad.
is away.
Show me the screen. Pull it up. Pull up the audio record tool.
Lauren, what do you want to show me?
You can't audio record me.
Okay. You're not being audio recorded.
Prove it.
Lauren, What would you like to show me?
Prove that I'm not being auto recorded.
Why does it matter?
Huh? Because it's nothing bad and you're crossing all sorts of lines. You're treating me like a criminal now.
Lauren, I don't trust you. Period. What would you like to show me?
That's your list. I mean, just
What would you like to show me?
please put your phone up. I'm not doing anything bad.
My phone is away.
No, it's not, Shay. It's in your pocket on auto record.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna leave the house.
Where are you going?
I don't know. I'll go to the office. I'll go somewhere else. Please move. You're trying to take my phone? Are you serious right now? What are you doing?
Put it up.
My phone is away. Stop. Lauren. Stop it. You're literally taking my phone. Lauren. Jesus Christ. Stop. Stop. What are you doing?
Are you gonna take me to court, Shay? What are you gonna take me to court for?
Lauren,
What grounds?
I'm not taking you to court.
Then why are you recording everything?
Okay, I'm leaving.
Where are you going?
I'll go somewhere else.
No, you don't need to go anywhere else right now.
Yeah, I do. You're being physically aggressive, trying to steal my phone.
Because you put me on auto record, which is ridiculous.
If you could hear yourself right now, you wouldn't think so. You're out of control. And now you're getting physically aggressive, and I'm not sticking around for that. Okay? What did you want to show me in here?
Put your phone up.
No. What did you want to show me before I leave? Okay. I'll see you later.
Where are you going?
Away.
No, Shay, come here.
Lauren, there's nothing more to discuss. I'm done. 60 days, okay? The threatening suicide, the getting physically aggressive, the lying, the drugs, it's
The drugs? What drugs have I done, Shay?
nitrous.
When was that?
Christmas Day and then a relapse 2 or so weeks later.
So, you think it's okay your dad is asking you for Adderall?
My dad has nothing to do with this.
It's drugs.
Okay. What's your point? My dad's not living here.
Bye, Shay.
What did you want to show me?
Why did you record it?
What?
Why did you record it?
What are you throwing your pill bottles on the ground for? What are you doing? Stop it. What are you doing? You're trying to take all these pills? What are you doing? Stop it. Lauren, stop it. Stop it. What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Get up off the floor, please. Let go. Stop it.
Leave the house.
Lauren, stop it.
Leave the house.
I have to call 911 now.
You're calling 911.
I am calling 911. Stop it.
Fuck, you aren't.
Did you just take some of the pills? What are those? I'm calling 911. You're trying to swallow fucking pills, Lauren. Stop it. Drop the pills. Drop the pills.
Leave.
Lauren.
Leave.
This is unfucking believable.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Please let go of the pills.
You're fucking hurting me.
Lauren, you're trying to swallow pills. I'm trying to restrain you.
You're fucking hurting me.
It's not intentional.
You're not calling 911.
Who should I call? You need to be committed right now. You need help.
No, you're hurting my fucking bones.
Lauren, you're trying to swallow fucking pills.
Don't call them.
You just punched me. Thank you.
Because you're fucking restraining me. You're hurting my chest.
You're trying to swallow pills. Let go of the pills right now. Let go of the pills. Christ, what's wrong with you? Stop. Stop. You're trying to spit at me? Let go of the pills. Let go of the pills. Lauren, let go of the pills. Let go of the pills.
Why would you even care?
Lauren,
You're hurting me.
let go of the pills. Let go of the pills, please. Did you take any? How many did you take? Jesus Christ.
Judge, we can go ahead and pause it here.
All right.
Yeah, good.
If we could, just for a second. Ms. Colley, do you recognize your voice in that recording?
I do.
Do you recognize Mr. Schulman's voice in that recording?
I do.
Do you agree this interaction between you and him we just listened to is from January 27th of 2023?
To the best of my knowledge.
And in that recording, we could hear you grabbing at Mr. Schulman's phone in the beginning when he was going to leave. Isn't that correct?
Mr. Shulman had been recording me unbeknownst to
A
me.
simple yes or no, ma'am.
Start with a
Yes.
yes or no, please, just as I instructed Mr. Schulman, and then you can explain your answer, okay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Now, also in that recording, we heard you being physically aggressive with Mr. Schulman. And in fact, I believe he said, or you said, yes, it's because you put me on auto record. Isn't that correct?
No.
Your testimony to the court today is that you did not say in that recording, it's because you put me on auto record when Mr. Schulman said that you were being physically aggressive. If you'd like, we can play back the recording again.
That's not necessary. I was not physically aggressive with Mr. Schulman, but yes, I did say those things.
So you did in fact say that it was because he put you on auto record that you were physically aggressive.
Excuse me, the question isn't making sense to me.
Sure, I'll restate it. What I asked you was, in that audio, we could hear you say that it's because you put me on auto record that you were being physically aggressive.
Yes,
Okay, thank you. In that audio recording, we could also hear you spit at Mr. Schulman. Is that correct?
you could also hear what?
You spit at Mr. Schulman.
No, that is incorrect.
Okay. Now, after listening to that audio, do you recall threatening to commit suicide on January 27th of 2023?
Objection, Your Honor. Again, I'm going to go to relevance. We're trying to streamline this thing just to listen to 12-minute call-up. And the question is whether or not she did or didn't try to commit suicide on a day that's not in question of alleged abuse. I'm confused here.
Judge, I don't even really understand the objection here. I mean, so far we've heard Ms. Colley testify as to one thing. We've just heard audio evidence of something that completely contradicts her earlier testimony, on top of the fact that it verifies what Mr. Schulman was testifying to earlier. It's 100% relevant, and I don't even see where the objection is.
Objections overruled.
Okay, now, Ms. Colley, do you recall threatening to commit suicide on January 27th of 2023?
I do.
That is not, in fact, what you testified to earlier. Is that correct?
You would have to tell me what I testified.
You denied to the police on January 27th, 2023 that you denied, I'm sorry, you told the police that you denied that you tried to commit suicide in the police report. Isn't that correct?
Yes, because I did not.
You just testified that you did.
Your Honor, I'm object again, argumentative. There's a difference between threatening to commit suicide and attempting suicide.
Thank you. That's my point.
Well,
She's
hold on,
understand-
ma'am, don't open your mouth while the lawyers are arguing. It's not your job. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Because I can't hear them when you're talking over them. All right, Ms. Messiah, what was your
Objection.
response?
It's argumentative, Your Honor. She's already asked and answered, Your Honor.
Well, asked, answered, and then unanswered, and he was trying to clarify, wasn't he? Because it's going back and forth, is the way I'm hearing it. I don't think that she answered it the same way twice.
So, and Judge, I'll clarify. Ms. Colley, is it your testimony today that you threatened to commit suicide on that day?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Now, isn't it true that you texted your friend Christine and threatened to commit suicide that day as well?
I do not recall threatening. I do not recall texting Christine that day. No.
Judge, if we could pull up what's labeled as P5, it's 12723 LC text to Christine. And Judge, actually, I apologize because we got a little bit set off from the audio we were just listening, but I would just ask that that be tendered into evidence.
All right. Any objection, Ms. Messiah?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm going to object to relevance. Again, if we're talking about the day from the petition where the parties allegedly had, interaction, then yes. I think here and I'm not even understanding exactly what we're trying to do. Are we trying to prove that she threatened to commit suicide or attempted to commit suicide? I mean, I'm not understanding what we're doing here and even the relevance related to that. I'm confused, honestly.
Judge, I don't know if we listened to the same recording, but in that recording, we heard Ms. Colley being physically aggressive. We heard her threatening or attempting suicide, depending on your definition. And we heard her lie, basically, when contrasted with her earlier testimony. it couldn't get any more relevant than that.
Recording is admitted over objection.
Thank you, Judge. All right.
P5.
Yes, and if we could pull up P5, please, Judge. Thank you. Ms. Colley, do you recognize this text?
I do.
Okay, that first message there is from you, correct?
Yes.
And you sent that to your friend Christine, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And could you read that message for the court, please?
I said, I am 2 steps away from taking a gun to my head.
Thank you. And this is sent on the same day that you allegedly threatened to commit suicide, correct?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure what date this was sent,
No, I'm not.
but you are sure that you sent this message to your friend.
It's yes.
Okay, thank you. Judge, we would ask that this be tendered into evidence.
All right, any objection?
Yes, Your Honor, we have no telephone number, no, we don't know who this is to and from. There's no labeling at the top.
Your client just admitted it's her text to her friend. So we've established that part of it. The only thing I understood that we didn't establish was whether she agreed it was on January 27th.
And that's the other part, Your Honor, there are no dates to it. That's just it. It's just a shot of time. So we don't know when the relevant, I mean, she attests that she didn't know exactly if it was on that date or not.
Okay, Mr. Mixon, Bigson, I apologize.
No, no problem, Judge. I have, look,
If you
Judge,
have another
if-
question or two about this,
I would just think should
probably-
be seen as further evidence of this attempted suicide or the fact that she was suicidal on that day, Judge.
Yeah, I understand, but the date is the question. I don't know if it was close in time or if it was that same day. But
I mean, hey, Judge, look, if the respondent wants to say that this is an ongoing issue with them, we can do it that way
I'm
as
gonna
well.
admit it for what it is, and y'all can both argue it at closing.
Will do, Judge. Thank you.
Over objection.
And Judge, we would just ask to be tendered into evidence as well, obviously.
Okay, I thought you already had.
I figured just in case. So, all right.
Okay.
Now, Ms. Colley, did you pour out 2 full prescription bottles onto the floor and take a fistful of pills?
No, that is incorrect, or I would not be here speaking to you with you today.
Did you take any of those pills?
No, I did not.
Mr. Schulman stopped you, didn't he?
No, he did not.
He didn't stop you?
No, he did not.
He wasn't in the room with you?
Yes, he was.
And we all listened to that recording together. You're saying that he stood there while you, what?
He did
Nothing?
not stand. He did not stand there, but he did pin me down pretty severely.
And your testimony today is that he pinned you down because why?
Because he was under the impression that I was trying to kill myself, which was not the case.
Why would he be under that impression?
I don't know. I can't speak for Mr. Schulman.
You don't think it's because you poured out 2 prescription bottles and tried to swallow them?
No, I don't, because that's not what happened.
And you punched Mr. Schulman during that struggle, isn't that correct?
That's absolutely false.
And you threatened to tell the police that he was violent with you if he called them, isn't that correct?
That's absolutely false.
You expressed to Mr. Schulman that you did not want the police called that day, isn't that correct?
That is true. Who wants the cops called?
Mr. Schulman did call the police, isn't that correct?
That is correct.
And they did come to the house?
That is correct.
Isn't it true now that we've listened to that audio that it's clear that you did lie to the police when they did show up that day?
I did not lie to the police.
Your contention is that you had merely threatened suicide, not that you had attempted to commit suicide.
Objection, Your Honor. I know she's asked and answered that question. And again, we're going down a rabbit about suicide. Whether she was suicidal or not is not the context of this case. Like,
Judge, I think we need to make it very clear because Ms. Messiah has brought this up a number of times. Her being suicidal is a factor in this case, 100%. Because I hear this objection being raised over and over and over, but we've addressed it already, Judge.
there's an extreme amount of emphasis put on whether or not she's suicidal, threatened suicide, attempted suicide, who she sent to on text message related to suicide to. And my understanding is to me as to whether or not they're violent against one another. I mean, not whether or not on the 26th, which is not the day that either of these individuals filed the petition or filed a petition related to whether she was suicidal or not.
All right, I'm going to sustain the objection as to the ask and answered, because yes, I already remember her answer. As to the relevance of the issue, that is part of the volatility of domestic violence. And this is not the first case in which that's occurred. It goes to the condition of the parties at the time of these incidents. And so it absolutely is relevant. So please, if you want to just make a standing objection to the relevance, that's fine. I'm overruling it. As to the ask and answered, I sustain.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
Ms. Colley, do you recall any incidents where you initiated physical contact with Mr. Schulman?
No, I do not.
Okay. What about when you attempted to take his phone?
I did attempt to take his phone. I would not say that is a physical, he had been recording me Mr. Schulman had been recording me.
I'm not asking whether or not he was recording. I'm asking, did you try to take his phone?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And you tried to take his phone with your hands?
Yes, I did. Once I found out that he was recording me, I think anyone would do the same.
And so you grabbed at him?
No, I did not grab at him. I grabbed at his phone, his device.
The phone he was holding?
Yes, his device, not him.
Do you recall any situations where Mr. Schulman attempted to get away from you and to de-escalate?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And you followed him, isn't that correct?
Well, it was our home, so I was either following the dog or going to the bathroom or
In the audio recording we just listened to, Mr. Schulman attempted to leave and you prevented him from doing so. Isn't that correct?
He could have easily left the house, just like he.
My question is, did you attempt to make him stop?
No.
You didn't.
Yes. God. Please repeat your question.
Did you attempt to make Mr. Schulman, or did you attempt to prevent Mr. Schulman from leaving the home?
Did I attempt Mr. Schulman from
Did you attempt to prevent Mr. Schulman from leaving the home?
Yes, I did.
Okay. What about any situations where you physically tried to stop him from leaving?
No.
Isn't it true that after that whole incident, when he tried to get away from you, you followed him? Isn't that correct?
You'll have to specify which incident.
How many incidents did you follow him?
Not very many. Clearly, as I'm out of his home now.
I'm talking about when you were in the home with him. And I was specifically mentioning that day, but we'll move on from there. You pushed Mr. Schulman, isn't that correct?
No, it is not correct. I would not have the physical capability to push Mr. Schulman because he's about 3 times my size.
You're saying you don't have the ability to push someone?
No, not somebody that big. No, I do not.
You initiated contact, physical contact with Mr. Schulman, isn't that correct?
Mr. Schulman initiated physical contact with me.
No, that's not the question. My question is,
Please answer the question as asked, okay?
and I'll repeat
Yes
it.
or no, and then you can explain your answer. I'm going to say that again.
Judge, I'll repeat the question. You initiated physical contact with Mr. Schulman, isn't that correct?
Define physical contact.
Your body touching his body.
When?
On January 27th.
No, I've never initiated anything with
You
Mr.
didn't testify earlier that you were grabbing his phone, that he was holding.
I was
Yeah,
his device, not his body.
That's been asked and answered. Let's move on.
Thank you.
You hurled some anti-Semitic slurs towards Mr. Schulman that day, didn't you?
No,
You didn't call him, and I quote, a cheap, shitty Jew.
Objection, Your Honor, relevance, and she's already answered it before I can get it out to say no.
It's verbal abuse. Is the respondent not claiming that would be verbal abuse?
All right, I'm going to allow the question. It was discussed in direct examination by the petitioner and in his case, and so it's out there. So I want to hear what her response is to that question.
Okay.
Either she
Just
did or
give me
she
one
didn't.
second, Nate. I need to go through the exhibits here.
What was that?
We're pulling up exhibits. Which one, Mr. Brickson?
Give me 1 second, Judge. If you don't mind, let me just put the computer on mute. Is that okay, Judge?
Okay.
All right, Judge, if we would like to go ahead and introduce what's labeled as P21, this is from petitioner's side. It is P21, then it's 12723, and that is consolidated audio.
This is not the same audio as we previously heard.
Different audio, Judge.
Okay.
You left me. You're not honed in, you're not tuned in, and you're not an attentive, caring partner.
Okay. Are we done?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna walk away now. Okay.
Fuck you, Shay.
Why are you following me?
Huh?
Where are you going?
I can follow you all I want.
I'd rather you not.
What are you gonna do? Take one of your AR-15s and shoot me?
No, Lauren, that's very fucked up to say.
Let me see your text messages from Christine.
Okay. So you went through my phone. Why are you following me? You don't want to see me or be around me, so why don't we separate right now?
Have fun in this house by yourself, Shay.
Okay. I'm gonna go upstairs. Why don't you stay downstairs, okay?
Let me see this fucking.
Please don't grab me and please don't touch me.
No, no, I will.
No, please don't grab me and please don't touch me.
I think you're fucking lying, and I'm about to get Christine on the phone.
Okay, you can do whatever you want. But please just do it away from me.
Oh, do you need to have your iPad for your security blanket?
No, I'm good. I'm going upstairs to do some work.
Do you think it's normal that you had a stuffed animal discovered from hell at your age? Do you think that's normal?
I think some people have what they have. Alright, can you please stop following me around? You're just being mean for the sake of being mean at this point.
I'm being mean for the sake of being mean?
Lauren, stop pushing me and stop touching me, please.
You're an asshole, Shay.
Stop pushing me, please.
You're an asshole.
Okay. Stop.
Look at me and tell me you thought you were a good partner.
I was a very good partner.
You
Lauren,
honestly think that.
Lauren, do you want me to say I was a bad partner?
Let me see the text from Christine. I don't believe you either. I think
Okay.
you're fucking lying to
Then
try and
you can
impress me.
You can call Christine. You can call her guys Christine whenever you want.
You don't think that was crossing a line?
No. I don't. Alright. Please stop following me and pushing me and touching me. You're continuing to follow me.
I'm going to get my fucking phone. I don't want to follow you.
Okay, where are you going?
To the fucking couch.
Okay, I will go upstairs.
Fucking cheap, shitty Jew.
I'm sorry, a cheap, shitty Jew. That was nice.
But it's fucking true.
Okay. Lauren, what would you like to show me?
Prove that I'm not being auto-recorded.
Why does it matter?
Huh? Because it's nothing bad when you're crossing all sorts of lines. You're treating me like a criminal now.
Lauren, I don't trust you.
Now, Your Honor, we're going into the same thing. It's the same, according to the same.
All right, Ms. Broom, can you put it on hold, please? Pause.
Yeah, that's fine, Judge.
Okay. So we don't need to listen anymore.
No, Judge. Ms. Conley, do you recognize your voice on that audio?
Yes.
You recognize Mr. Schulman's voice on that audio?
Yes.
Okay. I know earlier I asked you whether or not you had called Mr. Schulman, I believe, and I quote again, cheap, shitty Jew. Is that still your testimony today?
Yes.
That wasn't you on that audio recording calling
No,
him
I
that.
just said, yes, it was.
Okay, so your testimony earlier, in fact, was not true.
I can't recall everything that I've said in the past 3 months during this absolute
That wasn't
nightmare.
your testimony. Your testimony wasn't, I don't recall. It was, I didn't do that.
Okay. Well, I'm changing my testimony.
Okay, I just need to figure out how much more of this testimony we have to go back through and change. Has your lawyer informed you what perjury is?
Yes, I know what perjury is.
Just wanted to check. All right, now in that audio recording that was on January 27th on 2023, that's correct, isn't that?
I believe so. I couldn't tell you the dates.
Judge, at this point, I would like to go ahead and tender that audio recording into evidence.
Ms. Messiah, same objection.
It is, Your Honor. So
Okay.
she called him a name on the 27th.
All right. I'm going to admit it over objection.
Hey, Judge. Now, Ms. Colley, in that recording, we heard you following Mr. Schulman, isn't that correct?
Yes.
Being verbally aggressive with Mr. Schulman, isn't that correct?
Yes.
Being physically aggressive with Mr. Schulman, isn't that correct?
No, I was not physically aggressive with Mr. Schulman.
You were not, despite what we
No.
heard in that audio. Your testimony today is that you were not physically aggressive with Mr. Schulman.
I was not physically aggressive with Mr. Schulman in the previous recorded audio.
You weren't grabbing at his phone in that recording.
The one I admitted to, yes, I grabbed at his phone, and the one we just listened to, no. I
were-
specifically said I'm going to the couch and he's going upstairs.
Before that, you weren't grabbing at his phone because we heard you, the two of you, shuffling around in that video when you were trying to grab it. And your testimony today is you were not grabbing it.
I'm not
Objection.
admitting, I'm not,
Okay, hold on, Ms. Colley. All right, Ms. Messiah,
Asked and answered, Your Honor.
I'm sorry.
Asked and answered. He asked whether or not she was found. He asked and answered. He asked the same thing. He started testifying and then answered.
And
Yeah, Mr. Bixon, go ahead.
Judge, I just, I agree. I asked and she answered it, but there's also a bunch of questions that I've asked and she's answered different ways. And I feel like sometimes I need to ask it 2 or 3 times to get a right answer out of her.
Well, perception of right answer is, there's at least 2 perceptions, I'm sure, here at this table, or we wouldn't be here.
Fair enough,
I'm
Judge.
pretty good at hearing it one time, and you can argue it, both of you can argue all of this at the end.
Yes,
And
Judge.
please try to refrain from asking and answering the question multiple times unless it comes up in a specific way that leads you back to that.
Gotcha. No problem. Ms. Colley, Mr. Schulman tried to get away from you that day, didn't he?
yes.
He was not physically aggressive with you in any way, was he?
Which date?
January 27th of 2023.
No, he was, because that was the day he held me down on the bed and called the police.
Were you trying to provoke Mr. Schulman
No, I was not trying to provoke Mr. Schulman.
when you were calling him names?
No,
Mr. Schulman ultimately did go upstairs, correct?
I do not remember.
Has anyone ever filed a restraining order against you before?
Yes.
Have you ever been accused in any public pleading of being unstable?
All right, let's,
No.
Objection.
okay, hold on, Ms. Colley. I think I gave instructions on that. Unless you've got a 12-month TPO, we're not going there because it either means it was dismissed or not proven. And I'm not going to do it off of a petition, as anybody can file anything as we.
Well, and Judge, to be clear, it was, and I can introduce it if the court wants to go there, but this is a petition that was granted for the temporary, for the 30 day.
I understand, but that's an ex parte hearing. And
Understood.
I don't place a great deal of value on that. I've done hundreds, if not thousands, of ex parte hearings, and on occasion heard the 12-month hearing and dismissed my own case because I heard the other side. So,
Understood, Judge.
So to me, that ex parte has little or no value.
Understood. I'll go ahead and move on.
All right.
No,
Right.
I'm sorry.
witness's answer, Your Honor. I move to strike the witness's answer from Mr. Biggs's last question.
Okay, well, of course, we don't have a jury here or a court reporter, so I will disregard it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Colley, has on several occasions, Mr. Schulman blocked your phone numbers, isn't that correct?
Yes,
And when Mr. Schulman blocked your number, you continued to try to communicate with him, isn't that correct?
yes, as I stated clearly before, I was trying to get my things out of his house, which I still do not have.
All right, hold on right there, Mr. Bixson. I've got a question for you, Mr. Cawley. When you received your copy of the ex parte order,
Yes, sir.
did you read the paragraph where it said for you to contact the police or the sheriff and you would be allowed one trip back? And I know the Brookhaven police, the first time they showed up, got you in the door and then apparently left. But the sheriff's department actually stands by. So you had an option there. Did you call the sheriff's department about getting your belongings back?
Yes, sir, I did. And I was told over and over that I was not allowed to get anything back until after this hearing. So I was misinformed.
Okay, well, or misunderstood what they said. I mean, we do this every day. That's
Okay,
their job. All
Well,
right.
it was,
Okay, I understand what you said as far as why you claim that you called him, but that you had that available to you, and I'm sorry that you misunderstood, because they do it every day. They stand by while you get your belongings and go. All right, let's move on from that line of questioning, please.
Thank you, Judge. Now, you used an application of some sort to make the fake phone number to be able to contact Mr. Schulman.
yes,
Okay, you did this over 10 times.
I would not say over 10.
You would say, do you have a number of do you know how many fake phone numbers you created to contact him?
No, I don't.
Did you ever block Mr. Schulman's number?
Yes, of course.
Was this before or after you were creating the fake phone numbers?
This was before.
Why would you block him if you were going to use fake phone numbers to reach out to him?
Because like I had already said, our relationship had started going downhill around Christmas. And there were times where I did not want to speak with him. So I took it upon myself to block his number off of my phone. So he could not get a hold of me before this got into the circus that it now currently is.
Did Mr. Schulman ever use a fake number or new number to call you?
I can't honestly answer that. Probably.
Okay. Judge, just give me 1 second. I'm just pulling up this message here. Now, do you recall calling Mr. Schulman on February 8th of 2023?
No, I do not.
Okay. Would it help if I were to play the audio recording of that phone call in order to refresh your memory?
I think you're going to do it anyway. So why not?
Judge, if we could pull up.
Ms. Cawley, just try to remove the sarcasm from your answer and just answer yes or no, or
Yes, Your Honor.
all right.
And Judge, if we could pull up what's labeled as P41, again, this is from the petitioner side. It's labeled P41 2823 consolidated audio.
All right.
And pursuant to what we discussed earlier in these proceedings, can I have an understanding as to what this recording contains, or we're expecting to get out of this recording?
All right, Mr. Bixson, if you will kind of give her an overview of what this is.
So the gist of this recording is Ms. Cawley acknowledging that she needs help and arguably confessing to some of the facts in this case.
Your Honor, and I think it's been established, Ms. Cully needed help. She sought help. She went to treatment. I'm just going to ask the relevance and what facts you know, if he could, if Mr. Bixon could generalize it.
Mr. Vixen, can you narrow it down somewhat as to what facts you're thinking the call will show?
So the most important aspect of it was her admitting that she needed counseling, and I understand that she's
Okay,
admitted
yeah,
as
we've
much.
got that.
But there's other points, and again, like I would have to listen. In all honesty, Judge, I would have to listen to it to extract every single point that we're going to have to do. But the gist of it is that she admits to her behavior in this audio recording, that some of which she's previously denied.
Okay, I'll allow the recording.
Hello?
Hello?
Who is this?
Hey, Sam, out of your house.
Oh, and you have to stop calling me.
Yeah, that's fine. Hey, Shay. I want this all dropped. I'll write a letter. I'll do what I have to do. You won. I'm going into treatment. Okay? You can record it. I don't care. I have no fight in me. None. And I'm so sorry. And there's a place you can take me and the dog. But please just drop everything, and I will too. I haven't reported you. I haven't done anything. I just have.
I know for a fact that's not true, Lauren. I have to defend myself. I'm sorry.
You can pull up my iCloud. I don't know what you're talking about. I posted on the Facebook thing because I was genuinely scared at the time. That was it. That was the only public thing. But Shay, I need this gone. I've talked to my mom. I've talked to everyone. Me and Waker can go to a treatment place. And I'm so sorry, Shay, and I love you so much. I promise you I did. And I know you have it in your head, but I didn't. I made the one post that I'll admit to in the neighborhood group that was taken down within 2 hours. I don't know if you have a PTO. I know what you've taken out on me, just like you know. I've spoken to a judge. I took, I'm going to get help, but you've got to drop things and give me a chance, and you'll never hear from me again, I promise. I promise. There's 3 places waiting for me. I'm a broken spirit, Shay, and I can't fight you in court. We both know it. You can have your practice. You can have your beautiful home. I don't have to fight.
Judge, we can go ahead and pause it here, by the way.
Okay, all right, thank you.
All right. Ms. Colley, do you recognize your voice in that recording?
Of course, I recognize my voice in that recording.
Okay. And I apologize, Ms. Messiah, if you were going to object all.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll let you go down the line. I'm sorry. Let me let you get it out. My apologies.
No problem. All right. Now, on that date, you called Mr. Schulman from a fake number. Isn't that correct?
It appears that way, yes.
Because your listed number was blocked by him. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
You stated you needed help.
Yes. And I've
And you
recently
asked
got
Mr.
it.
Schulman if he could watch your dog if you checked into an inpatient rehab.
I did because Mr. Stillman really loved my dog.
This is from someone who you claimed physically abused you.
I didn't say he physically abused the dog.
No, that wasn't my question. My question was, if you wanted someone who you claim physically abused you to watch your dog.
I think that we all heard a very desperate person in that voicemail, and I said that I was.
That's, again, I just need a yes or no.
Yes.
Thank you. All right. Let's talk about your claim of abuse against Mr. Schulman. You're claiming that he physically attacked you in the morning of February 5th of 2023. That's correct?
Yes.
Okay. The previous evening, that's February 4th of 2023, Mr. Schulman asked you not to come back to the home. Isn't that correct?
That is correct.
He told you that he thought you were dangerous, correct?
He expressed that opinion to me, yes.
He told you that he was afraid that you would wrongfully accuse him of violence. Isn't that correct?
I do not recall that being said, no.
He offered to get you an Airbnb hotel. I'm sorry, Airbnb or a hotel.
Yes, and it was quickly extracted with a text that read that you said you are not getting a dime out of me.
Isn't it true that he said he did not want you in the house because he thought you were dangerous?
Excuse me, you have to repeat that, please.
Sure. Isn't it true that he said he being Mr. Schulman, he did not want you in the house because he thought you were dangerous?
Yes, he did claim that.
And one of the reasons you were dangerous was because you were threatening to falsely accuse him of violence. Isn't that correct?
I would never threaten to falsely accuse anyone of violence.
Judge, if we could pull up what is labeled as P24, that's 2423, consolidated audio.
And I'm going to go through this same process, Your Honor, because like the last audio, my understanding is we were going to hear facts where she had lied. And it was just as Mr. Brixton had initially purported, just that she needed help. So we spent a good bit of time just hearing that she needed help. So I'm going to ask Mr. Brixton to the extent that he can, because he's listened to these recordings, tell us what he expects to extract from these recordings.
All right, Mr.
This
Dixon.
recording essentially states that Miss Colley will falsely report violence.
And Ms. Messiah, of course, I said that at the beginning, and I will continue to stand by that you can get a summary, but you know, he is allowed to do whatever he feels he needs to do to impeach the witness. And
Yes, Your Honor.
so go ahead and play the video or the audio. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Judge.
I 100% know enough people to get your ass this far. You have caused me emotional distress. You have driven me near to the point of suicide. You have said the most horrible things one could possibly say to someone. You have screamed. You have been violent.
I've been, whoa, I've been violent? When was I violent with you?
You pinned me down on the bed, Shay. Whether or not you did it, you pinned me down on the bed. You drove your elbow into my bed and knocked me forced to the bed.
Why did I have to do
put your
that?
hands on me.
Why did I do that?
Because who the fuck wouldn't try and kill themselves after living with you? Both of your girlfriends left because all you do is sit.
Wait. So I was violent with you because you were trying to commit suicide.
Shay, you're autistic. I can't communicate with you because you're mildly retarded.
Lauren, so when was I violent with you?
When you pinned me down when I tried to hurt myself, which is admitted, which is past, I'm under special care, and anyone would try to hurt themselves with you. I ran downstairs on your birthday. I took the little money I did have to try and buy you some presents. I've made Hanukkah special. I've sat with your family. I've set them.
Lauren, enough with the psychotic rambling. Enough with the psychotic rambling. You just falsely accused me of violence again.
You're mildly retarded. I'm talking to a retarded person. We used to make fun of you in kindergarten, which is why you were made fun of and couldn't color inside the lines. We used to throw rocks at your head, people like you.
Okay.
And frankly, you still deserve it. That's why you have no friends. No one ever calls you unless it's your sister or they need you to review a legal document.
Well, then you have nothing to worry about because I have no one to tell about your craziness then.
I am sitting, I mean, this second you start making this public, I am ready to fucking go. I will destroy you on the internet. I will destroy you at your practice. I will take the long way home to humiliate you. You have no idea the pictures I have snapped behind your back.
So you'll lie.
A picture isn't a lie. A picture is hard proof.
Well, no. You already demonstrated your willingness to lie about violence because I've never been violent with you.
There was no funeral, but I have a domestic charge that you're spewing pure lies. You don't think I'll get that out, Shay? You don't think I will? You think I'm afraid of your mommy coming for me? Your Jewish mom in Canton who throws change in people's faces and pinches children? You think I'm scared of her?
But the fact of the matter is, Lauren, you tried to commit suicide and you falsely accused me of violence. You did it again in this call, and you threatened to tell the police that I was physically violent with you when you were in fact a physical aggressor. That is dangerous. Do you understand why I think it's dangerous to have you in the house? Do you understand why I think it would be dangerous to have you in the house when you were literally threatening to tell the police that I hate you?
Am I supposed to feel safe with a guy?
You're not answering the question. You If you don't feel safe in the house, why are you trying to come back to it?
Because I'm trying to get somewhere safely where I can have a cute apartment, I can have a guy get over, and I can get fucked like there's no tomorrow, because that's all I really want.
Okay. Well, you won't be doing that in my house. Okay. Lauren, the whole thing's recorded, so you're lying again. I can't have you in the house.
Well,
So you can call the police and we'll play all the recordings, but when you can't even take responsibility for the fact that you did in fact threaten to tell the police that I was physically aggressive with you, and this was before your suicide attempt. This was downstairs in the kitchen when you were shoving me and trying to prevent me from leaving the room. You said you would tell the cops that that I was physically abusive with you. Do you not remember doing that? It's fine if you don't remember doing it. You don't remember that?
no, I was very scared. I was very scared. And
You were very scared when you were shoving me.
hey, baby, it's okay.
Okay.
I know.
Lauren, I'll go play with the recordings and have the clips ready for when you come over on Sunday. Because the fact that you don't remember that means that you were in some sort of fog of rage. It means that you can't be trusted. Because you can just go off the handle again, make false accusations, and it puts me at risk. And I can't have that. Understood?
I feel at risk, Touche.
That's fine. You don't. If you feel at risk, and again, we now have that, you shouldn't be in a place where you feel at risk. So you should not come back here.
Well, I have to. So I'm calling
No,
truce.
no, there is no truce. There is no you staying here. You can make arrangements to pick up all of your stuff. You can have access to your stuff. You will not be staying and sleeping here, though. It's not safe because you said you don't feel safe, and I don't feel safe with you because A, you're physically aggressive and violent, and B, you lie about me being physically aggressive and violent. That makes it unsafe.
Under Georgia law, I have 60 days to stay.
Unless there is a safety threat, which, again, I've just illustrated there is one.
There is no safety threat.
Lauren, you've threatened suicide. You've attempted suicide. You've been physically confrontational with me, which is recorded. And you threatened to tell the police that I hit you, which is recorded. So, no, that is, go hang up, go talk to your lawyer friend, tell him what I have, tell him what you did, because I don't think you're being honest. I think you remember doing it. I think it's something you've probably done before. And by the way, if I contacted Erwin, would Erwin agree that he was physically abusive or that you lied about that? So do you have a history of lying about it?
I would never pick.
All right,
Yeah.
we've lost the video on Ms. Cawley. If you'll cut your video on, please, Ms. Cawley.
She said her phone is, that she sent me a text, and that's what I was literally texting her about. She said she's trying to find a charger. Her computer is about to die. So she said she's definitely trying to find a charger.
Okay. Why don't we take a 2 or 3 minute break and see if she can log back on?
Fine, Judge. Thank you.
All right.